What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, I've been going through so much red tape trying to get the videos out today. I'm telling you, man, it's been crazy today. Today has been hellified. Um, yeah, they've been doing everything in their power to try to take advantage of everything that we've been talking about and turn it and flip it on us 100%. Well, everyone thinks that, like, the black women effect is saying that, oh, you guys are picking on Malika Andrews, and people are just taking shots at Malika Andrews and yeah, Molly Qerim. Yes, being a woman in this business, and it's just misogynistic views. Oh yeah, we heard about all of it, all of it. Now, why would anyone want to pick on Malika Andrews? Now, the photo of what you're seeing right there is the stark reality of things that they don't want you to know. Like this guy that was stalking them, they have had reports on this guy forever. Like they've complained with ESPN. This guy was showing up at the events. Uh, this is a guy that was stalking Molly Qerim and then just happened to mention Malika Andrews when she got there. But Molly Qerim was the girl that he was infatuated with, and that he actually got her personal phone number, called her. Now that's harassment. None of us are talking about anything that the stalker man was doing. Is anyone on here talking about Malika Andrews or Molly Qerim in the form of stalking them? No, we're not speaking about them as victims. We're speaking on them from a whole different perspective on their actions. We're not judging them as women. We're judging them as doing an egregious job at their job. That's the problem we have with them. That's it. No one decided to go out and attack Malika Andrews. We was happy she was getting the shot. We were like, all right, a young black girl in there getting a shot. People were happy at the time. They had Rachel Nichols in that situation and what was happening with Maria Taylor and all the lies that was being told. We were just happy and proud to see somebody, a young black girl, get an opportunity. So people were rooting for her. And what she showed was how inept she was and out of like a fish out of water on the job. We took we went we went against Chris Paul when he seemed to belittle her while she was talking during the NBA finals. We went against that. It's called proper common knowledge. We went against all of our instincts, all of our better judgment, the whole nine. Molly Qerim. Exactly. But whenever someone speaks about fairness or their condition, it's always we're picking on women. Why is that the narrative? Why is that the tone? Why can't people just make a clear observation that there's something very weird going on? If we look at how they treated Dana White's assault case, right? Now they have no problem dogging Kyrie Irving, dogging Kevin Durant, who have not committed any criminal acts. Yet they're at scrutiny to no ends with a lot of energy. Tons of energy, tons of emotion, tons of flair. But when someone like Dana White does something, right? And it seems that white word carries a lot of weight. The narratives change right away. Let's check out, look at the old differences. Listen to the tone of Stephen A. when they're covering this. And we're gonna get to you, Molly.
What I didn't like about what Dana White did was how he was speaking about, okay, what would you have happen? What do you want me to do? I don't think that was the thing to say. That's number one. But number two, I want to get into this because this is First Take, and we don't run from issues, and we ain't about to start now. And people who have implied that somehow, some way we run from issues or we soft soak stuff, I don't think they know what the hell they're talking about. So let me say, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not going to speak for you on that, Molly. I'm going to speak for myself. I've already stated for the record. Number one, I spoke to Dana White. Dana White knows exactly where I stand. He was wrong. You do not put your hands on a woman, period. Okay? I also said that Dana White deserves the same punishment he would hand down to one of his fighters.
Can I just say really quickly what I said after you said that?
Yes.
I said he deserves a stricter punishment than that because the role he plays, and it's a leadership role.
Right.
But people seem to forget
Yeah, they forgot that. They just...
Now you see what they're doing now? They're backtracking because they got a lot of criticism for when they first made their announcement. This is the cleanup job. See, this is the second one they did to try to clean it up. Now he wants to be a little sterner in the interview. And now she's saying, remember when I said that? And when you said that? Because that's not what they said when he came out. But I want y'all to hear this one first.
It's conveniently forgotten. And the reason that I said that he deserves what he would hand down to other players, other fighters under his stewardship, is because somebody would get suspended for 6 months. Somebody would get suspended for a year. You see what I'm saying? Now, am I an advocate of cancel culture where you want him to lose his job? No. And I'm not apologizing for that. Married 27 years to his wife. His wife spoke about this issue as well. They're working it out as a family. It's their family matter. It's their private matter, but it became public. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, Dana White was wrong. You do not do what he did to his wife, which he has openly admitted. Does he deserve to be punished? Yes, he does. Does he deserve to be the person who decides what his punishment is? No, he does not. He does not. Somebody else needs to be able to make that call, which is what I said, okay? never said he should be allowed to punish himself. Okay. What I said was his punishment should fit what he would exact against other people. I don't even think Dana White disagrees with that because I haven't spoken to him since. So let's get that out the way. But let's also understand what we're talking about here. We're talking about a situation where this man's actions cannot be defended. No fight in the UFC, no human being, no man, no woman, no child, no one should defend it. Dana White has said that. His wife has indicated that. He's indicated that his children feel that way. All right.
So now he's getting animated now. Now he's trying to make a definitive point. Why is he doing it on the second day? Because they have to address the backlash they took for putting their tail in between their legs and not saying anything and cowering, because that wasn't the energy they had before. You see, people pay attention to behavior. This isn't the past, bro, where you had cable and that was it. With the internet, what you said yesterday will be remembered 28 days from now, 30 days from now. Somebody's going to dig it up. Hell, you might not even remember it, but somebody do, and they're going to dig it right up. And when this news broke, that was not your energy. And that video there is the one they try to promote the most because they don't want you to hear the real. And they were called out for being scared to address the issues properly. ESPN tried to scrub the video. But because others have covered it, it became easier to spot. I think Self Talk had one. Fair use act. We doing this for commentary reasons only. Let's take a look at this. Booyah. This is the original one. Now you just heard that one, right? The cleanup job, because they dropped the ball on this one. I want you to hear how they screwed this up. Listen to this.
In the world of sports, he's a friend. I love the guy personally. So this is a very hard subject for me. We talk all the time. He says it has never ever happened before. He's completely ashamed and utterly disgusted with himself that he finds himself in this situation, that he would ever have done such a thing to a woman he's been married to for 30 years, who's the mother of his 3 children. He asserts that it's never happened before, that it was completely out of character. And she even pointed to the fact that they were out and they were drinking and all of that other.
They were out and they're drinking. Now he brings up that the wife pointed out that they were out and they were drinking. So drinking is okay. And he's already now giving Dana White an excuse to do what he's doing.
Stuff as well. And, all I can say is that, again, he has spoken out against men who put their hands on women before, and whatever punishment you would exact under these circumstances to somebody else is what he should apply to himself.
And I don't judge people by.
Okay, this is cut, but because he said some other things that were very interesting too. I got to find that one because see on that one, this one's edited down. The one on the one that I'm talking about is from the same interview, but he cut that out of here. He actually says, I talked to Dana White before I went on the air. I went and talked to him about this thing before I went on the air and said anything. I gave him a call. He's my friend. I know him. Let's listen to Molly now. The one they say that we pick on. Us misogynistic men are picking on Molly and Malika Andrews. So, again, which I feel that men are just critiquing what the actions that they have done. I don't see anybody picking on them just because they're women. I mean, for what? All right. Well, anyway.
Their worst moment. I agree with you on that punishment part. And the other piece that I just want to say, as a woman, it was also his wife's hands on him. So no one should be putting their hands on anyone.
Okay.
Male, female, female, male.
Dana White is not just somebody I know in sports, nor you. He's a friend.
Yeah.
I love him. You know, he knows that we're on this air. He knew ahead of time because I reached out to him to let him know I would be talking about this.
There it is. That's what I was waiting on. Okay, it didn't get cut. It's still in here. I let him know ahead of time. You hear him? I let him know ahead of time. I let him know ahead of time because I talked to him. Did you let Von Miller know ahead of time you were going to be talking about him on First Take? Did you let Kevin Durant know, or Kevin Durant mama know you were going to be talking about them? Did you let Kyrie Irving know you were going to be talking about him? And you talk about these people more than you talk about Dana White. You don't make your bread and butter off the UFC and Dana White. You make your bones talking about these players every day. Now, Molly said right there in her little thing, her soliloquy, she's saying, I don't think man or woman, nobody should be putting their hands on anybody. Right. And listen to the tone.
This morning, he knows that he crossed a line that he has never crossed before, and that he swears he will never cross again. And he's incredibly ashamed of himself. And that's where we are right now. So
I'm not a part of the whole cancel culture, and I don't judge people by their worst moment. And he has a beautiful family.
Yes, he does.
And I wish the best for them moving forward.
All right, guys.
I don't judge people by their worst moments. I wish everything for their families. Listen to the tone. Do you think someone died? Where's the energy? It's violins for Dana White, who's on video. He's on video doing this in 1080p. And this isn't the first time. He told you a lie. He's a liar. And people were shocked that they took that tone. We expected it, but a lot of people were shocked. Like, man, y'all literally just did that. Now,
Reported this morning that an arrest warrant in Dallas for Bills linebacker Von Miller for allegedly assaulting his pregnant girlfriend.
What's up with all that blinking? Looks like this Miss Andrews is malfunctioning. What's going on with Molly? I'll tell you, she's seething. Yeah, of course. She's loving the opportunity to have the conversation, but she's upset that parameters have been placed on them. Body language. She's communicating something not just with her voice, but
This morning, we were made aware of an incident involving Von Miller. We are in the process of gathering more information, and we'll have no further comment at this point. All right, Stephen A.
First things first.
right out the gate, even with no information.
Same thing to Von Miller, but it does not look good for him to be in this situation. There is nothing good about this for him, nor the Bills, nor society as a whole, with all the nonsense that we're having to deal with in this day and age. Do not put your hands on a woman.
Nor the pregnant girlfriend or the future child,
Yes.
if true.
Yes. If true.
Look how angry Molly is about having.
yeah, look at her tone. A pregnant woman, or at that, when a child's involved, if it's true. Where is with Dana White? No woman should be putting their hands on a man. No man should be putting their hands on a woman. Why are you not saying that? You're definitively, automatically going off of this statement. Already admitting we have no information. We don't have a lot of information on this.
Having a sense of herself.
But we can get
This is why y'all are getting clobbered. If you have no confirmation.
We're so light on facts right now.
Once again, they have no.
We are lacking facts right now. But we've been to talk for a whole hour and do a segment on this. But we said we couldn't do this for Josh Giddey. And even his own girl said that was blown out of proportion. We've seen a lot of blown out of proportions. Mm. Yep. Well, that's the thing. They did that without warrant. They went without any warning or nothing. They went straight to, we can't talk about Von Miller's situation. We have no facts. But we don't need it. We're going to do our thing anyway. Who needs facts?
Man. So
To be in this situation, there is nothing good about this for him, nor the Bills, nor society as a whole with all the nonsense that we're having to deal with in this day and age. Do not put your hands on a woman.
Nor
That's all I
the
have to say.
pregnant girlfriend or the future child,
Yes.
if true.
Yes. If
I mean,
true. Yes.
it's again, we don't have the facts. It's disturbing from off the field. Von Miller being a leader on this team, an integral part of this team, but beyond that, I would look at him as sort of like an elder statesman of the game. And for this to come down, it is troubling. It's troubling, especially the Bills have had sort of issues before with kickers and stuff like that. Now we don't know how this will be resolved, but you just want to keep things about football when these things happen.
Yeah, listen, I echo a lot of what Stephen A. said first and foremost. With as far as keeping your hands to yourself,
Yeah.
like, come on, you shouldn't even have to be saying these things in this day and age. You would think,
Right.
with all these type of incidences that keep happening, like, keep your damn hands to you.
Keep your hands to yourself. You don't have any facts. No one reached out to Von Miller. So you don't have any facts. Everybody keeps saying we don't have all the facts, but we can have a round table about this. But we can't have a round table about Josh Giddey. The reason you can't have a round table about Josh Giddey is because the NBA, they run ESPN. And they're saying, no, you do not talk about Josh Giddey. The league made that call. But y'all can't say that. But I know. They determine what you can talk about and who you can talk about. LeBron James and the EPO story with Chael Sonnen, none of you picked it up. Because the NBA said no. They wouldn't touch it. And this wasn't no word of mouth third party. It was on video. Chael Sonnen said it, and y'all never covered it. He didn't say allegedly. He didn't say probably. LeBron never sued him. It never went public. Nothing. Nothing happened to Chael Sonnen. He said, me and LeBron got the same guy. And that was A-OK. But you guys had the green light for Von Miller. They had the green light to disrespect Von Miller. That's what they did. They always watch. And they always sabotage. Exactly. They didn't want to impose their will on the situation. I know. Because I think that it's valuable to bring all these things to the forefront where a lot of these people choose to duck and hide. I'm not the duck and hide person. I'm saying this is what's happening around the world. Let's bring it up. Let's have a conversation. They know it's ways to talk about Josh Giddey. Is Josh Giddey suing people on YouTube? Because believe me, they all over his head. The NBA didn't want nobody talking about this. They had enough information to do a round table on for 30 minutes of everybody just coming up with whatever they can, stumbling around.
Giddey, who's 21, he declined to comment on Friday. And despite the serious allegations, Giddey is yet to miss a game this season. And Thunder coach Mark Daigneault, he said he will continue to be in the lineup, saying, quote, just with the information we have at this point, that is the decision we've made. It's obviously a league matter at this point, and the ball is in their court on that. Now, a league spokesperson told me this morning that the NBA is still in the process of gathering information, and we will continue to
Exactly. So the guy that was stalking them, allegedly, right? This guy was the stalker. He was on Molly Curran, got her number, whatever. Then Malika Andrews' name was thrown in this mix when this guy had been stalking Molly Curran for a while. And then they threw her name in. And even Stephen A was like, he was stalking me too. So now the whole staff was being stalked when he had some type of crush on Malika Andrews. I mean, not Malika Andrews, but Molly Curran.
About
They didn't believe all of these things should come to the forefront. No. Because no one knew anything about Malika Andrews. So they hired and bumped her along without knowing anything about her past. The NBA just did that. They just promoted someone who was basically a novice. Like if she was doing this work realistically, she wouldn't have this position. She would be somewhere in like an assistant until she, became stronger at doing the job. In other words, all she does now is read the teleprompter. In less than 1 year, it's clear that she seems to have a different set of energy when it comes to black men. We've seen that. And when information was brought up about her, everybody turned a blind eye. They were losing the black analysts, and to try to show that they still woke, they said we need to get another black one in here quick, fast, and in a hurry. We lost one black one. We got to get another black one quick. So what did they do? They played the card. Yeah, they played a card that they didn't want anybody else to focus on or to know about. They focused on people like myself. They focused on anybody who said anything against Malika. She was being protected. And when someone who allegedly went to school with her had something to say, they didn't like it. But I knew what time it was. Let's go down memory lane. Exactly. You think the whole thing been coming down, right? Well, now we finna kick it into overdrive because I already told you this backstory, but now I'm gonna let you hear it from the man himself. Eli, take it away, baby boy.
Yeah, I'll be diving over here a little bit to tell you guys a little bit of a backdrop story that you guys may not know and how it involves me and an NBA commentator by the name of Malika Andrews. But before I get into it, make sure that you guys go ahead and click thumbs up and subscribe below. So I want to tell you guys this because a lot of people don't know. Now, originally there was an issue with Malika Andrews and Jalen Rose, and she accused Jalen Rose of Me Tooing her. But I'll give you guys the actuality, the real story behind Malika Andrews, because I actually went to high school with her. Okay, she was actually sent to the same boarding school that I was in Utah, and it was called Mountain Springs Preparatory Academy, and that was in Cedar City, Utah. Malika Andrews was sent there because she had promiscuous issues. Like, I'm talking like this girl was extremely choosy. She was one of those girls that would throw it at you if she had the opportunity. Now, you couldn't because you were in boarding school, but the reality is that you need to understand is this. This girl is full of cap. The only reason that she's even in the position that she's in, the NBA commentate, is because her dad plugged her in, because her dad had him with the Warriors for a long time. So he was able to basically plug his daughter in a profession that she really has no business being in. She doesn't know enough about sports. She wasn't athletic. She never played sports. Even when we were in the gym playing basketball and stuff, she was too busy trying to be cute. She wasn't even paying attention to what we were doing. So it's all cap. It's all hype. And that's the true story. Say I'm lying. Y'all better go run the back line on that girl.
So that was then. She's promiscuous, dog. Now, that guy, they wanted to shut him up. Now, because of that fact that they wanted to shut him up so much and keep him silent, you'll be hard-pressed to find anything about that information. Right. We only get mad at, we don't get mad, we just frustrated because you got so much against you already just being black. Period. And then when you see somebody else black going after you, you like, damn, we already got enough. Now we got you too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely 100%. Malika Andrews did not like the fact she was black. That's the only sport she played. She was on the soccer team when she was young. That's the only sport she played. She got sent to a boarding school because she couldn't stop messing around with people. She was drinking, had a drinking problem, everything. See, they never did any studies on her. Her white mom wrote a book about how to deal with a mixed child, raising a mixed child. And Malika suffered from more issues than her sister. She wanted to look more like her mom, and she was mad that she wasn't like white like her mom. So she had to, deal with that. Her mom wrote the book. That's how out of control it got. That's the mom's book right there. Malika Andrews' mother. That's her book right there. Coffee with Cream. And the whole book is about raising Malika Andrews in her stank ways. And the fact that she hated the fact she was darker than her mother. The whole book is about that. Very much so, fellas. But once again, no one's picking on these people. We're breaking down their egregious performance at their job. Now, she's only doing her job because she's reading the teleprompter. Who's writing these lines for you to say on the teleprompter? And you out here drinking hand sanitizer and demean characters, but she's the worst type of person that they could see because she doesn't have any morals. She doesn't have like what they would call journalistic integrity, and they just want to make it no matter what, and they really don't care what they do or how they do it. Have you noticed Malika Andrews has never responded to any of the backlash that came her way? The Jalen Rose incident, like she could have easily said Jalen Rose wasn't Jalen Rose. He didn't do anything. She wanted the attention because it kept her name in the highlights. And Jalen Rose came out and said something, even though they didn't want him to say anything. In the crazy house with her, this the guy right there. That's the guy she was making out with in the movie theater. Going there with him, his girlfriend, and that was her best friend, Carly, in the crazy house. Then she came up with the idea, let's get drunk. And they had hand sanitizer. And Malika Andrews was drinking hand sanitizer. Drinking hand sanitizer. During the pandemic, at the boarding school, they didn't have any alcohol. And she was a raving alcoholic, allegedly, at this time, according to Eli. To the point she started drinking hand sanitizer. So again, we revisit these issues Don't drink your hand sanitizer, kid. Well, she's still here. She is still here. She was a bust down. That's why she was sent all the way to the boarding school in Utah. They wanted to send her far away. She was bust it, bust it, bust it. Uh-huh. Oh, what happened with the whole hand sanitizer thing and what he did? Oh, he got paid some money. That dude went away.
Think that she does a good job on ESPN on NBA Today. She's terrible. She's the worst part of the show. I sit there I play a game. I hit the mute button every time she starts talking, and then I try to guess when she's done talking. 5 minutes later, guess what? She's still fucking talking. So I just enough of Malika Andrews. All right, sorry.
Sure. I would like to just point out to the viewing public, you brought up Malika Andrews.
Yeah, so they think they hate her just because she's a woman. That's the narrative. She's a woman, so men hate her. No, men don't dislike her because she's a woman. They dislike her by the way she treats black males and the way she cover and treat them. You can tell there's a dislike. And her past indicates that. From a little child growing up, she's been that way.
Has described
Nobody know where that guy put his videos on private and he took off. I would never make up somebody drinking hand sanitizer. They made them take the video down. Look, right there. Y'all can see it. What'd he say? This is the kind of airhead this girl is. Former high school classmate accuses Malika Andrews of getting drunk on hand sanitizer. Why don't she talk about this? You love to talk about people's past and go into Brandon Miller's situation. Talk about what hand sanitizer tastes like. Let's go. Eli Rogers publicly shared stories of Andrews' alleged behavior from the past. He first narrated how Andrews honeypotted one of his friends who dated her. Listen, Rogers claimed Andrews told on him after encouraging him to engage with physicality at a movie theater. Rogers then shared another story in which he mentioned that Andrews got drunk on hand sanitizer. Here's his quote. So the girl I was dating, her name was Carly. Her and Malika were actually really good friends. So the girl that I was dating, her and Malika decided they wanted to get drunk one night. And this wasn't off alcohol. This was off hand sanitizer. This is the kind of airhead that this girl Malika is. And as you see, they put the video on private. Then he says Rogers had attacked Andrews due to controversial firing of Jalen Rose on ESPN and all the layoffs that took place. However, they looking at all the Jalen Rose stuff, blah, blah, blah. Then he said Rogers also claimed that Malika has had a history before that Rose incident. However, the NBA player also addressed the rumors on Instagram Live saying he wasn't fired, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now they say Malika Andrews' high school teammate is probably narrating absurd stories about the ESPN analyst for clout. Okay, that's their way of trying to defend this. He actually went to the school. He brought all this stuff up for a reason and saying people could go and check it out. And they made him put the video on private. He had to take it down, or Malika Andrews and her powerful team was going to go after him. He stated a lot of truth in what he was saying. That him and Malika got down, his girl saw it, and she told on the guy, saying the guy was coming on to her and was lying when she was the promiscuous one. Is the reason she was at the school in the first place. And she started jumping on dude. Then when she got caught, the Pearl Queen is over here ratting on this dude and flipping the script and playing victim. Just like they trying to say right now, we're attacking Molly and Malika Andrews because they women. Why would we do that? You think Stephen A. Smith gets a pass? You see what I'm saying? This is what I mean. Everybody is always looking for an excuse. Everybody's a victim now. So it's okay for them to go out and administer all this punishment and shame on everybody else. But as soon as the flashlight is back on them, they're the victim. No accountability no more. I don't know, but I guess that contributes to, her being an airhead. Kind of makes sense now, don't it? There's nothing going on upstairs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to Kwame Brown. Welcome to HD with the Two Eyes TV. Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez. Scrub Zero. The Dreamers Pro. Ticket TV. Armando Black TV. The Patreon. And I am getting out of here. I got a lot to do. I'm tired as hell. But I'm going to hit up with y'all later on. I got some videos coming up, so hopefully y'all enjoy those. Deuces.